Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George Kingori. I'm your online finance guy who speaks about all things finance. How you can be able to save, how you can be able to invest, and how you can be able to grow in your finances. And today, I'm going to give you a sneak preview of my first income as a professional accountant and what I spend my money on. So my first income as a professional accountant was an intern stipend of 7,500 shillings per month, or $75. It might not be much in the developed nations, but it is a bit of money that you get that could be able to help you as you start out and as you pay some of these expenses. So how did I spend my money? So from the 7,500 shillings that I earned, 400 shillings went to the government through statutory deductions, National Housing Insurance Fund and National Social Security Fund in Kenya, of 200 and 200 coming to 400 shillings or $4 statutory deductions. At that amount of money, you are not charged tax because the tax rate then was above that amount, and so I did not pay any pay as you earn or income taxes because my earnings were much below the required amount as cut off. So the next amount that I spent my money was on rent. Yes, I did not stay at my parents' place. I stayed with a friend and we got a small place that we were able to pay 1,500 shillings or $15 per month, inclusive of water and electricity. A very small room just near Kenya Polytechnic University, the current Kenya Polytechnic University or Technical University now. Just near there, behind there, there's a place where we were able to hire out a small kitchen that was not initially for human habitation, but was a place where we were able to get for 1,500. It did not have a window. It only had an open space towards the roof, and it shared it with the common bathroom for the many people who are living there. Remember, these were houses that were made for employees of railways, the corporation, and it was an outhouse because before people used to cook with timber and other things that therefore you could not combine your kitchen into your main living quarter. So it was quarters that was built aside for the staff who are working, for the railways employee, and a kitchen beside there. So it had a chimney. It had a bit of an awkward space because it could not fit a real bed because the dimensions were smaller, and so it had a makeshift bed. So one person would sleep in the makeshift bed, the other one would sleep down, and yeah, it was a very, very awkward space, but it was very practical when you begin living. So 1,500 or $15 was split two ways. So I used to pay 750 shillings for that small space. I don't think it would fit as human habitation to other places, but it helps cut your budget. And remember, because of the house, I was able to at least cut down on the expenses because a starting house in the next estate, which is Landmawe, was going for at least 3,000 shillings. So, and to get one was a bit difficult because it was a bit competitive, being that it was near the town center. So you make do with what you have, and it was the best option for somebody who is starting out. So the next thing that I spend my money on was 2,000 shillings towards my SACCO savings. Remember, I entered SACCO as quickly as possible so that I could be able to save and build my savings so that when I needed to take a loan, I had enough savings. And because your company deducted directly from your pay, then I was able to contribute directly without holding that cash to the SACCO that I was involved in. So 2,000 or $20 was going directly towards my savings. So again, that is more than 20% of my income, which again is a good savings rate. Then 2,500 of that amount, or $25, was going towards food. I was lucky enough to stay with somebody who was working at a hotel, a fancy hotel somewhere in the rich places where people live. And when they had events and things like that, there would be excess food that would be prepared, and because they would not sell this food to the regular customers, sometimes we had a leeway of getting that food and be able to consume at our house, because he would carry the food over and we would eat here and there. The events were not common, but at least we would have a piece of meat and a piece of chicken, a piece of fish. So again, when you're on a budget, such things come a long way into helping you eat your meat rations. So food was $2,500 or $20. So the other amount of money that I spent was 500 shillings for airtime. Yes, so that was airtime for calling and internet and things like that. So around 500 shillings towards airtime, or $5 towards airtime. Then there was 1,350, which was miscellaneous. So this included church contributions, and other small things, tips, things like that I would be able to spend. And so that was how I spent my 7,500. You might ask, so where is the transport? Again, I used to live near town, and we used to get transport from town to work, and so there was no transport charges towards my commute to work. So there were no charges towards my commute to work, and the commutes that I would make to go to my mom's place was around 200 shillings per week, and it was not every week. So that one is in the miscellaneous contributions. At this point, I did not have any welfare contributions, because I felt that I could not really be able to contribute the way I wanted because of my limitations in income. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how I spend my 7,500 shillings stipend as an intern, and how I was able to at least save 20% of my income at that point. So that is how I began my financial journey as a professional. Remember, I already earned a little bit of money here and there before I started working as a professional, but I'm getting you a glimpse so that you can be able to have a view of where people start and how people are able to grow in their financial journey. Remember to subscribe to the channel, because this is the first of a series of the monies that I have made in the past and how I spend these monies. Thank you, and enjoy your day.